Hey guys, welcome to week 3 of your summer home learning. Before I begin this week's tasks, I've got a couple of things to read out from last week. I talked to Miss Kaminska and Miss Stein, and they were super impressed with both Hanny and Ren for getting your work in regularly and getting it sort of done in time, which is fantastic. In terms of Rio Grande, you know what? I spent hours looking through your work thinking, I can't choose one particular person to name. So I'm just going to list loads of people. Gusta, Anaya R, James, Logan, Orson, Max, Luna, Christina. So many of you absolutely smashing it. So really, really well done. I'm super pleased to see what you guys are doing. Now, this week is going to be all about multiplication and division. And I've got on the screen right now, you can see a couple of methods of multiplication that we've covered this year. So right in the very top corner up there, you will see the grid method. Now, this is the one you're probably going to be most familiar with. We covered that last year in year 3 quite extensively, especially towards the end of the year. Now, this year in year 4, we've also introduced you to this one up here. This is kind of the expanded short method, and you can see the difference, the progression. If you're not quite sure, you can pause it there. And the newest method is to the left over here. This is the short method of multiplication. This is what we might have touched on really briefly in some lessons, and this is probably what your parents use to multiply some numbers as well. In terms of division, we're going to be looking at a couple of different methods today. So one of the things we're going to start off with is just counting back. If you're not quite sure about how many of a particular number, how many 3s there are in 25, you can start in 25 and count back in 3s, and then you find out, oh, you know what, there are 8 big jumps of 3 and 1 left over. You can do the same with slightly bigger chunks as well. You know, when your 5 times table, especially when the number you are dividing, the divisor, is bigger than 12 times this one here. So for example, I know 12 times 5 is 60, so 65 isn't going to be in my times table, so I'm not going to be able to pluck that answer from my head. I'm going to need to think of another way. So what we suggest is dealing with chunks of 10 at a time, and then dealing with whatever's left over here. So I've got a big chunk of 10, 3 left over. Okay, I've got 13 altogether. That kind of moves on to this method down here, which I know we've touched on as well, where you take your number and you partition it into a nice easy chunk of 10 times that number, and then you've got whatever left over. And I can see, oh, you know what, there's 10 7s in 70, and there's 4 7s in 28. So altogether, I've got 14. And the newest kind of, oh, you know what, there we go. I'm just going to move that up there. That might make it a little bit easier for me to explain. So I was showing you something behind my picture there. I know you'd rather look at me, but I do have to show you the work as well. That does move on to this one over here, our last kind of chunk right down in the bottom corner there, which is the short method of division, which we'll be covering a little bit this week. Now I'm going to move myself back down here. I'm going to show you where all of the work is. So you're going to start off, first lesson, multiplying 2-digit numbers by a 1-digit number, and you've got a couple of worksheets to do here. Nice, lots of space there to practice, but if you want to use your own scrap paper, if you want to use any other method, that's absolutely fine. The second lesson moves on to 3-digit numbers by a 1-digit number, so it's very similar to this 2-digit number lesson, but it just takes it a little bit further, and you're probably going to want to use the short method of multiplication, because if you start using the grid method, as the numbers get bigger and bigger, the grid method is going to become harder and harder to use. So we need to use the short methods of multiplication that you can see on the screen. Now, the next 2 lessons are going to be about division. So there'll be a dividing 2-digit numbers by 1-digit number. And again, if you want to if you're not sure about the short method, go back to using number lines, draw some diagrams, draw pictures, draw dots, whatever it is that helps you out, carry on with that one. But for lesson 4, when we start using the short division method a little bit more, you're going to need to think about how you can do this. Now, I know it's quite a short video, and it's quite difficult to teach you all these concepts that I would spend a whole week teaching you in school, an hour a day doing this. So what's really, really helpful, if you go to the year 4 section of the website, so if I go to lyndhurstprimaryschool.com and I go to children and I go to year 4, you'll see all of this stuff here. And right towards the bottom, you've got loads of little links. So firstly, all of the videos that we put up there are going to be right here. but you've also got links to the White Rose numeracy section. And if I click on that, this is what the White Rose numeracy section looks like. Each of these lessons comes with its own video. So this is this week's, sorry, as I'm recording it, this week's, but as you're watching this video, it's last week's learning, week 2. You can click on any of these videos.
Hello everybody, welcome to today's lesson. We'll start with our flashback 4. Got we can't.
As you go through, someone will be
teaching
teaching you the concept. So if you're not sure, shush you. If you're not sure about the division methods or the multiplication methods, by all means, check out the videos, pause them, check them out, think, right, okay, I think I've got this now, move on. If you're not sure, go back a step. It's absolutely fine, okay? Just take your time. I know it could be a little bit of a tricky week, this one, but honestly, really take your time, watch the videos over and over again if you need to. Now, once you have done some of this work here, I'm going to show you how to upload it in Purple Magic. I know some of you are a little bit confused. So this is what your screen will look like when you log in. And you're going to need to find the work that I've set, and you're also going to need to find the work that, a place for you to upload it. So firstly, you're going to go to Work. And if you don't have these folders down here, you can see what you'll find is you've got 3 folders: My Work, Class, and School. Okay. Now to find the work that I've set you, we're going to go to Class, and obviously for Rio Grande, you're going to click on Rio Grande. For Hudson, you're going to click on Hudson. And there's also, you can find tons of work here that loads of people in Rio Grande have done, but that's not what I need you to look at. We're going to need to click on that and expand it even further. Click on the Home Learning folder. And here is where you're going to be able to find the questions. So we've got Numeracy Week 1 questions, Numeracy Week 2 questions, and by the time this video goes out, there'll be Numeracy Week 3 questions as well. Okay, so you click on those, you can download them, you can print them out. If you want to put them into a Paint program so you can do them on there, obviously you can do that as well. Now, for you to upload your own work, once you've done this, you're going to go to My Work section, so up here. Now, if you try and upload something to the Rio Grande or Hudson Home Learning, you won't be able to do that, okay? But if you go to My Work and Home Learning section, you will be able to click Upload. And if you click on the Show Table as well, you can see the comments that I've left, for example, on someone's work. You click Upload and you'll be able to drag and drop the files there. So hopefully I will be able to see some really fantastic work. I know it could be a bit of a tricky week, so honestly, take your time, use whatever method works for you, and watch these videos that will appear on the White Rose website super carefully. Best of luck. As always, let us know if you've got any questions onto email, or even better, ask the blog and they might be able to help you with your work as well. Hope to see you soon, and stay safe. Bye bye, guys.